Good afternoon and good morning. Bit late start today. I've literally just got back and I'm gonna just do a live preview of the chart. Normally I take a quick look at them, I've totally ignored them today. And what you can see on my screen is the MES the daily, and we can see last night or this morning we pushed up, touched the 8 again, and at level 44.20.75, so this area still a significant area based on the tops of these candles, bottoms of these candles, and then it came back down again. So that area of this big area of supply seems to be an area of resistance as well. And we've got this point of control, the volume bar at 44.20.75 as well, that same area, and that's acted as natural resistance. So like I said in last night's video, we were potentially looking at a flag, and this looks like it could be the breakdown of this flag. So we need it to break down below the daily yesterday's low for it to continue to move down. Or failing that, it may just be part of a sideways movement, or even just going sideways today. You might just see something like that. Anyway, so let's go into the hourly and look at the levels. Look at that last night. So yeah, so that's an area there to watch out for, which is already on there, 44.40. And yet again, yesterday that area proved an area of support, and we pushed up to these levels 44.16 and 44.20, and in the pre-market it's come right back down to that area again. And similar to what we talked about yesterday, where we've got this nice double bottom, so potentially we could be looking at a W bottom, but we have broken this lower channel trend line, and it looks like we're retesting it now. So potentially this could be a break and retest low. So I may be looking to go take a possible short around here. It'd be a higher risk short, and that'll be at 44.10. So higher risk short 44.10. That's my first level for today. A higher probability short, maybe a double top if we come back into this area here at 44.25. So I'm going to make an adjustment. Okay, so we've got 44.23 as an area to watch out for potential is a potential reject area. This is a pre-market high. If we see a push up and a break and a pullback to the pre-market high, then maybe we can look to go long to continue this hourly uptrend. Technically we've not broken this hourly micro uptrend yet until we break down through this level. So we're looking at 43.96, 43.95 area as a potential area to break down. So that leads on to the next higher risk, probably higher probability but slightly high risk. If we see it break down through this area, with 4400 as a bounce area, we could use this as a stop or as a possible reversal, but I'd rather not do a reversal if I stop out here. I'd rather wait for it to break down, come back up, retest the lows of yesterday, and then use 43.75 to 43.70 as a possible target. So a break and retest is a higher probability rejection. As for bounces, we've got a higher risk bounce. We've already touched this area, so I probably won't want to take this bounce again. But maybe if we see significant pullback and then we bounce up, we can watch. You know, we could just be consolidating in this area. I think this is still the best place for a bounce, which is the shoulders of this head and shoulders pattern. And so if we get down to 43.75, that's a higher probability bounce. That's what I'll be watching for. And of course we've got this low here at 43.50. So to quickly sum up, we've got a higher probability bounce at 43.50, same as yesterday, 43.75, and we've got a higher risk bounce which is at 4400, If we break down through 4400, then we're going to look for rejection. So that's the area watching for rejection. So if we break down through that area, I want to look for a breakdown and retest of 43.95. So I'm going to add a level for that as well. I would say there 43.94.50 as a break and retest area. So that's potentially what I'm watching for today if we show weakness. And then a high risk rejection at 44.22. But if this is just a fake breakthrough of this lower trend channel, this lower channel, then maybe we've got a bounce up here as well for 44.22. And then we've got a rejection area. This is a good area, 44.36.50, and it could potentially be off of this 200 moving average as well. So we've got a rejection at 44.36.50. So they're the main areas I'm watching for. If we do make it back up to the top of this channel, then in theory it's setting up for this daily area, this yellow line, 44.65, which on the daily, that's a daily level, and it will be the top of this channel as well. So that would complete the top, the down, the top. Didn't quite make it down, the top, down, and then it could just do the same, the opposite to this. We only made it halfway down the channel. Let's just try something. If I put that there. I'm just going to see whether we touched here, whether this lower channel matches, but it doesn't really. It's just me fabricating a channel. But potentially, if we push all the way up, this is a short rejection area as well, and it's a major area. So that's it for ES. I'm going to go and look at SPY quickly. So probably levels as of yesterday, with the addition of yesterday's low. So 437 to 438 as a high risk bounce. High risk rejection will be 440.60. Higher probability rejection, it's going to have to be around here, which is an area of confidence as well. And the reason I say that is got the tops of these candles, 441.66, tops of these candles, and you got the bottoms of the bodies of these candles as well. And last time we touched that area, it was a nice big rejection. Then we came back, touched it again, big rejection, came back up, touched it again, and a nice big rejection. But we might be running out of steam again. We're on an hourly micro uptrend until we break 435.68. Any other levels? That's a high probability bounce at 435.60 to 436, and we've got 433 as a high probability bounce as well. Okay, so Qs. Look where we're on SPX for a second. So 4400 is a area to watch out for on SPX, and at the moment we could just be hovering around this area before it decides which way it wants to go. And we've got the downward 50 moving average as well. Okay, Qs, and then just onto oil then. From what I've not looked at oil today yet, but I've got a feeling it may not be doing so well, and I'll explain that when I get to it. Qs, so we've got higher risk bounce at 354.71. Potentially this area here, we've got tops of candles and bottoms. So 359 and 357.62. And we've got yesterday's low. This area here is probably a better area, more defined area. Potential, it's a high risk bounce, 363.40, this area. And we've got this high risk rejection, but it's off of the 200 and of the higher congested volume in this red point of control line, and that would be at 366.40 40. Okay, and obviously we've got a major level up here. And then look at NQ, it's probably very similar. Again, we need to break that low, but look at this, potentially we've got this head and shoulders pattern forming with a neckline about here. We've got the 200, it's just touched the 200 right now in the pre-market. It's below the moving averages, and like I said, it's a potential head and shoulders pattern, so potentially we could see some downside, but it has to break down through this 50 moving average first. So see how we get on with that. I'll keep an eye on that. And lastly, oil, has it tanked? Let's take a look. It has. The reason I know that is because this morning I heard that iron ore has risen in price, and I gathered it would have affected all of the energy market, and that must have been last night, and it's just seen a downward spiral today. And I think last night we were talking about it potentially breaking down on the daily. On the daily. Hopefully I wasn't. And we talked about this head and shoulders pattern. Left shoulder, the head, and look at this, perfect shoulder, and now it's broken the neckline. So potentially our target is this area here, and it's that pivot, top and bottom of the candles, and we've got the 200 and the 50 all moving into one. So this is a potentially strong bounce area. So keep an eye out for 76, 75, and I'm going to add a level there. And in theory, both these should be merging together around about that area. So that's the only place I'm watching for a bounce, or we could be watching for a break and retest 76, 78, 70 for a potential move down as well. Do you know what? This morning I thought maybe I should take a short, but I didn't, because I don't play the news. I just play the charts, but I did consider it, and that's it really. So as I mainly play MES, I'll put that back on again. Look at that break and retest. We talked about that. Let's have a look at the 5 minute. Oh, look at that, perfect. That's exactly what I just discussed, but I missed it because I'm doing this video. Touch the VWAP, and that's rejecting. That's fine. Keep an eye on it. I may just try and see if I can find an entry somewhere, but we are currently above the moving averages, but we are below the 50, the VWAP, and the trend line. So looking bearish today, although this morning when I woke up and I took a check of it, which is around about this time, it come up to here. I think I woke up when I got up, when I checked the market this morning, it was about here, and then I saw it pull in up to this level and back up here, and I thought, oh, we're looking pretty bullish, and it was continuing the push up to the top of the trend. And I think that this must be the oil news that took it down, or the iron ore news, obviously the knock-on effect for industry. Right, hopefully you have a good day trading, and I will catch